Early in the morning.
What's going on, people? Danish, your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm back for the second video of the day, and this one is a sad video, man. A very, very sad video. Now, I don't even need to talk on this for very long. I'm sure you, as an audience, as my subscribers, already know about this story. I'm sure you've actually seen the footage, which I'm definitely not going to be showing on this channel right here, because that's actually quite alarming, quite sickening. Especially how much the camera crew and the broadcasting how much they actually showed of Eriksen. But yeah. Anyway, so this video is about Eriksen. If you guys don't know who Christian Eriksen is, he is a Danish football player who plays for Inter Milan. He used to play for the Spurs, the Ops them. Obviously, man's an Arsenal supporter and that, so yeah, he used to play for the Ops. But you know what? Yeah, you know them Ops. You know them players that play for the Ops. Yeah. Sorry, my hay fever's really hay fevering today. But you know them players that play for the Ops, but you actually like them. Like there's certain players like Son. He's a baller. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't not like him even if he plays for the Ops. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a baller. I used to respect and I like Eriksen, innit? Anyway, if you guys don't know what happened to him, I think it was in a match against Finland over the weekend. He pretty much the ball had come in from a throw-in to Eriksen's feet, but just before the ball arrives to him, you see him physically stumble over and collapse. He collapses in front of the stadium, he collapses in front of cameras, he collapsed in front of the world. And what had happened is he suffered a cardiac arrest on the pitch. Now, if in hindsight's 2020, but if you actually look at Eriksen before the cardiac arrest happened, he was exhausted, he was blowing, he wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? He looked unfit. He was taking a corner. The game had barely started. He was taking a corner and he was blowing. He was, you know what I'm saying? So there was signs. There probably was some signs there, but obviously you don't know that. You don't expect someone to drop on the pitch, do you? It's not normal. So anyway, what happened was he pretty much had a cardiac arrest, and I didn't realize until a day or two later he pretty much died. He pretty much passed away, and they had to perform CPR. Right, they had to perform CPR on the pitch. It was incredibly disturbing to watch, and I do have a bit of a problem with the broadcasting company for showing that he was lifeless. His body was lifeless. His eyes were wide open. It was a really distressing scene, and thank God, yeah, for the football players and the staff who actually knew what to do straight away, administer first aid straight away. You know, pull his tongue out, put him into the correct positions, and then start compressing. Luckily, due to my experience from years, whether I was doing lifeguarding training a time ago, or if I was here on site at this corporation, where I've done a lot of first aid in it since I was young, since I was early in my teens. I've been first aid trained. Even though my qualification probably ran out time ago, I know what to do in it. So luckily, I kind of have that skill, and I think it's very, very important, especially for how random and how sporadic that was, out the blue. It's very important that we, as just humans, we know how to do first aid, very basic first aid. I think it's something that should be taught in schools. Now, anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video today is not because to break the news to you. I'm sure you guys know about the news anyway, but it's just to kind of talk about a message. It's to offer my kind of perspective on things, and it's to talk about how life is very, very precious. But not only is life precious, it can be taken away like that. Do you understand? Like that fast. Now I know it's kind of cliche when like a celeb dies or something happens to a celeb, or where the whole world is on that. You know, if someone's famous and something randomly happens, it does hit home, innit? It's a message. Oh, damn! 1 minute they're here, next minute not. It kind of hits home. But I feel like we always lose sight of that. Tell me if you disagree with me. Like, how many times is it when someone big passes away, like famous or celebrity-wise or whatever, and we're like, oh my God, life is so cruel. Like, 1 minute we're here, 1 minute we're not. But then we just revert back to the same kind of bad standards of, you know, like, oh, we should tell our loved ones we love them and we miss them because we don't know when they could go. But then we always resort back to the same mentality of not doing that. because really and truly, no one expects to drop dead like that. Do you understand? No one expects to drop down. I expect to live a long life, but that might not be what the cards are given to me. But most people expect that, don't you? You expect to live and hopefully die of old age. That's what you just expect. You don't expect you're gonna have a cardiac arrest on the football pitch. You don't expect you're gonna have a car crash. You don't expect some mad thing's gonna happen, and you know what I'm saying? You don't expect these things. So it's very important that we actually remind ourselves, yeah, not to fall into these habits. And it's easy, like it is easy. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, oh yeah, I wake up and I tell my mum I love her. Like I should probably tell my mum I love her more, innit? I'm a hypocrite in that sense. I need to do better as well. I need to be more vocal about these things because we never know what could happen. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think it's very important that we actually start seeing tangible things happen that reflect a change in our mentality. And what I mean when I say that is that I think it's important that we teach first aid in schools. Basic first aid. That to me, yeah, would show like a real understanding that anything can happen. Do you understand? Anything can happen to anyone, anywhere. And if it does, we're ready. Because the chances of survival, right, without the appropriate CPR, not without the appropriate first aid, without even things like defibrillators and electronics, like, you know, the defibrillator that goes whatever, the chance of survival is minimal. In fact, I think it might be like 5%. Don't quote me on that, but it's under 10%. Now, the chance of survival, yeah, if you have a cardiac arrest and you have a defibrillator, yeah, obviously we don't just carry defibrillators around with us, but if they're kind of accessible, you see how you got, like, what's wrong with having a defibrillator on the corner of, I don't know, like, listen, I haven't thought about the logistics. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, have a defibrillator on the corner of every road or something. That's just not normal. But like, maybe if we came up with like, oh, in every post office there's a defibrillator or something. You know, I'm literally making it up. It could be anything. I'm literally making this up on the spot. I'd have to sit down in a room with people and think. But anyway, the chance of survival with a defibrillator, yeah, is 70% and above. Now, it's very simple. All I'm saying is like, we need to actually basically start introducing first aid and these things, and have these things need to be more accessible. Because how many there's been times where I've seen people get lit down by cars. I've seen a girl at my school got hit by a car and she was on the floor. This is in secondary school. Now, if someone's been hit by a car, they might have broken bones, so you don't really want to move them. But the point is, you see random people have accidents, or you pass people who have accidents. If the average human being has first aid knowledge, that could make a big, you're saving lives, it's genuinely saving lives. And I really hope that we can start, not just, oh yeah, the same old, oh yeah, you know, tell your kids you love them, tell your mum you love them and all that. No, we actually need to start seeing societal changes that reflect that mentality. Because honestly, when Eriksen makes a full recovery, we'll forget how serious that was. You feel me? He's only alive today because of the bravery and knowledge of the people that are around, in and around that pitch that day. Do you understand? If no one had any knowledge of it, he would have passed on today. He wouldn't be here today. He wouldn't be cracking jokes and smiling, saying that he's alive and well. We'd be saying R.I.P. Christian Eriksen. That's the difference here. So split-second thinking and knowledge can change lives, and that's the reason why I'm making this video today, because we have to learn from these things. How many times do we always learn the hard way? Grenfell, we had to watch it go up alight, we had to watch it go up in flames, we had to watch people lose their lives just to learn, oh, you know what, we probably shouldn't do that. So let's actually, maybe be productive this time, be proactive, and let's make some changes and start introducing things. First aid should be a common thing at schools. That's just my message, that's just my thoughts anyway. That's how I feel about these things. Let me know your thoughts below. I didn't actually say it at the start, but like, comment, subscribe for me. And yeah, man, again, if you want to support your boys' merch, the link is in the description below. And yeah, man, please press that subscribe button. It's a big ask, but I want to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. Help your boy get there, man. I appreciate y'all. I hope Christian Eriksen has a speedy recovery. Peace.